The ghost of the Sierra Madre, unraveling El Chapo's empire of tunnels and treachery. What if the most wanted man in the world wasn't a shadowy terrorist or a rogue dictator, but a short-statured farmer from the dusty hills of Sinaloa who built an empire on cocaine snowdrifts and rivers of blood? How does someone evade the world's most elite hunters, not once, but twice, slithering out of iron-barred fortresses like a serpent through the underbrush? And in a twist that Hollywood couldn't script, what happens when that same kingpin sits down for a chat with a movie star, only to hand authorities the GPS coordinates to his downfall? Buckle up, because this isn't just the story of Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán. It's a pulse-pounding saga of audacity, atrocity, and the unbreakable grip of the drug trade that still haunts the world in 2025. Roots in the poppy shadows. From beaten boy to cartel prodigy. Picture this. It's 1957 in La Tuna, a godforsaken speck in Mexico's Sierra Madre mountains, where the air reeks of opium poppies and desperation. Joaquín Archibaldo Guzmán Loera enters the world as the seventh of 10 children to Emilio Guzmán Bustillos, a petty opium grower whose idea of tough love involved whipping his son with a leather belt until the welt sang. Young Joaquín drops out of 3rd grade, not for rebellion, but survival, hauling water up treacherous slopes and tending fields that fed the Guadalajara cartel's insatiable hunger for heroin. By 15, he's knee-deep in marijuana cultivation, his small hands stained with the green gold that would launch him into the underworld. Fast forward to the late 1970s, Guzmán hitches his wagon to Hector El Güero Palma Salazar, a rising star in Miguel Ángel Félix Gallardo's Guadalajara cartel, the Pablo Escobar of Mexico, if Escobar had a penchant for precision engineering. Guzmán's genius? Innovation amid chaos. While rivals relied on leaky boats and bribed border agents, he pioneered subterranean smuggling. Mile-long tunnels burrowed under the U.S.-Mexico border, ventilated like subway lines, complete with rail carts hauling tons of cocaine nightly. One such beast, discovered in 2010 near San Diego, stretched 800 yards, tricked out with electric rails, elevators, and enough space to drive a truck through, straight into the veins of America's suburbs. By the time Gallardo's empire fractures in 1989 after the brutal torture murder of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena, Guzmán seizes the reins, birthing the Sinaloa Cartel. Forbes would later crown him the 41st most powerful person on Earth in 2009, his fortune swelling to $1 billion, built on 500 tons of coke shipped annually, enough to snort lines from Tijuana to Times Square. Bloodbaths and bulletproof ballads, the reign of terror. But power in the narco world isn't won with blueprints, it's sealed in slaughter. Guzmán's Sinaloa Cartel didn't just traffic drugs, it waged war with Wagnerian fury. Take the 1992 Christine Discotheque massacre in Puerto Vallarta. Rivals from the Arellano Felix brothers Tijuana cartels storm the club hunting Guzmán, unleashing a hail of over 1,000 rounds in a 30-minute inferno. 6 innocents crumple in the strobe-lit chaos. Bartenders shredded, dancers diving for cover, as Guzmán slips away unscathed into the night. It was a message: cross El Chapo, and your party becomes a slaughterhouse. The brutality peaked in 1993 at Guadalajara's airport, a scene ripped from a slasher flick. Tijuana hitmen, eyes on Guzmán's private jet, open fire in a sun-baked tarmac frenzy, their AK-47s mistaking Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo's White Mercury for the boss's ride. Bullets riddle the car. The Cardinal slumps dead beside his driver and 5 others, blood pooling on holy vestments. The botched hit ignites a firestorm. Mexico's government declares open season on narcos, and Guzmán bolts for Guatemala, disguised as a scruffy tourist. Captured weeks later in a Tapachula motel, he's extradited, tried, and slapped with 20 years for murder and trafficking. From his cell in Puente Grande, he pulls strings like a puppeteer, bribing wardens with suitcases of cash, smuggling in prostitutes for visits, and directing hits via smuggled cell phones. The cartel bloomed. Heroin labs churning black tar that hooked Hollywood elites. Meth super labs in mountain hideouts guarded by sicarios, hitmen, armed with rocket launchers. By 2000, Sinaloa controlled 40% of the U.S. drug market, its narco corridos, drug ballads, blaring Guzmán's legend from border cantinas to cartel strongholds. And then the impossible happened. On January 19, 2001, as guards clock out for lunch, a laundry cart rumbles toward the prison incinerator. Inside, Not soiled sheets, but a 5'6" kingpin curled fetal amid the linens, heart pounding like a war drum. Bribes totaling $25 million had greased the wheels. Corrupt officers look the other way as the cart tips into a delivery truck. Guzmán emerges in the blinding sunlight, vanishing into the Sierra's labyrinthine canyons. A free man, empire intact, laughing at the jaws of justice. If tales like this of jaw-dropping jailbreaks have you on the edge of your seat, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're just scratching the surface of the narco world's wildest escapes, and you won't want to miss the next chapter, delivered straight to your feed. Tunnels of Defiance, the second vanishing act, and the star-studded slip. 13 years on the lam turned Guzmán into a myth, a billionaire ghost flitting between mountain fincas, estates, guarded by private armies, where parties raged with Grammy-winning bands and endangered tiger cubs as pets. U.S. rewards for justice dangled $5 million for his head. Mexican federales combed Sinaloa's ravines with Black Hawks and bloodhounds. He was nabbed again on February 22, 2014, in a Mazatlan beach condo, shirtless, mid-breakfast, surrounded by his beauty queen wife, Emma Coronel, and twin toddlers. No shots fired, just a quiet surrender, his mustache twitching in disbelief, thrown into Altiplano's bowels, the inescapable mega-prison. Guzmán plotted anew. On July 11, 2015, at 8:52 p.m., he requests a bathroom break. The cameras glitch, conveniently, after $15 million in bribes. He steps into the shower, pries a loose tile, and drops into oblivion. A 15-kilometer tunnel awaits. 17 meters high, ventilated, lit by LEDs, rails humming under a custom motorcycle's tires. Guzmán zips through the earth like a mole on steroids, emerging in a Santa Juanita shack amid cinder blocks and fresh dirt. The audacity. The tunnel's mouth was a mere 100 yards from Altiplano's perimeter. Dug by cartel engineers using GPS and diamond-tipped drills, Mexico's president resigns in humiliation. The world gasps at the engineering porn of evil hubris, however, is the narco's Achilles heel. Holed up in the mountains, Guzmán greenlights a biopic starring himself. Because why not immortalize your legend? He meets actors Sean Penn and Rolling Stone scribe Kate Del Castillo in a jungle lair, spilling secrets over tequila for a 2016 profile The Sit Down. Tracked via cell phone pings on January 8, 2016 in Los Mochis, Operation Black Swan erupts. Marines storm his safe house in a pre-dawn blitz, gunfire shattering windows, Guzmán fleeing barefoot through sewers and back alleys in his boxers. He hijacks a car for a Mad Max chase, offers cops $50 million, and jobs in his cartel rejected, he snarls threats, "You'll pay with your lives." Cornered on a rooftop, shivering in the Sinaloa dawn, the ghost is cuffed, for the third and final time. The Brooklyn Reckoning, from kingpin to cell block pawn. Extradited to New York in January 2017 amid cartel-orchestrated riots, torched cars, and sniper fire in Mexico City, Guzmán faced the full fury of Uncle Sam's gavel. His 2018-2019 trial in Brooklyn federal court was a three-ring circus of corruption. Jurors hooded like spies for fear of beheadings. Witnesses testifying via video from bunkers, recounting Guzmán's orders for 150-plus murders, including rivals dissolved in acid baths. One ex-cartel pilot detailed flights hauling 2-ton coke bricks. A mistress spilled on narco soirees where El Chapo romanced her amid gold-plated AKs. The defense? A farce. Guzmán doodling cartoons in court, his lawyers fumbling English translations. Guilty on all 10 counts. Running a continuing criminal enterprise, trafficking, money laundering. July 17, 2019. Life plus 30 years. A $126 billion forfeiture that mocks his melted-down cash bricks hidden in ranch walls. Shipped to ADX Florence, the Alcatraz of the Rockies, a concrete crypt in Colorado's icy peaks, Guzmán rots in 23-hour solitary, his 5'6" frame pacing a 7 by 12-foot tomb. No visitors, no sun, just fluorescent buzz and the echo of failed appeals. As of October 2025, he's penned frantic letters decrying his lawyer's inefficiency, taking up his own defense in broken English legalese, while his sons, Los Chapitos, fend off U.S. indictments and Mexican raids. their fentanyl floods killing 100,000 Americans yearly. Emma Coronel, his glamorous queen, did 3 years for Narco conspiracy before her 2023 release, now whispering empire secrets from LA exile. El Chapo's saga doesn't end in chains. It metastasizes. From poppy fields to supermax, he redrew the map of global vice, his tunnels a blueprint for copycats flooding streets with synthetic death. But whispers persist, bribes in the shadows, sons scheming alliances. Could a fourth act lurk? The Sierra Madre still hides secrets, and the hunt never truly dies. If this dive into darkness left you breathless, subscribe now. Your front row seat to the next narco nightmare awaits. What empire will we dismantle tomorrow? Hit play and find out.